And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to the post-game rant here on the Napoli rant. I am Raf Biz, joined by my co-host, the vicar of Vesuvius, Rafa Rispo.
What's up, Raf Bizarro?
Yes.
Oh man, we're finally in for a post-match. This was too good to not come into, right? I mean,
Definitely, Ralph.
Short notice. We weren't even prepared for a show today, but we had to do it because, just have to represent this Napoli Champions League. I mean, just a another phenomenal / shaky performance that turned into a huge win for us. But let's talk about it.
Definitely, Ralph. I love the game. I mean, first of all, we had the game started off with the moment of silence for the passing of Queen Elizabeth. I believe right after they did the national anthem. I know that was like a big deal for the Scots there.
The reason it was a big deal for, I guess it was a big deal for the Scots, but the thing is that UEFA had told them no national anthem, not allowed to play it, and they ended up playing it anyway, which they said they were going to defy that. So I, in return, retweeted and said, expect a 3-0 in the decision room, no matter what the result is, because you defy UEFA, they're gonna sanction you. They expect a fine, even a 3-0. And we took care of that for them. We got the 3-0 on the pitch.
We did the 3-0 for them.
We did the 3-0 for them. No problem. UEFA, we got you, UEFA. We
got you, UEFA. We took care of it. We just took a task away from you. But no, the game, honestly, look, first minute out, right out the gate, I mean, Rangers try to get like that sneaky quick goal to get the crowd into it, I guess, to get,
Is that a bad sign? Is that a bad?
I don't know, man. I think we should just thank you for everybody for joining us. Have a good night.
Have a good night. I try to represent the Champions League and
John Shiesty
for the
2 a.m.
What's up, John Shiesty? Who is this? Who is John Shiesty?
John? Where you from? I'm assuming Europe, right? Europe. 9, 10, 11, 12,
it would
1,
be Europe. 2 a.m.
Right? Maybe around Italy.
Italy.
Forza Napoli.
I tried to represent Napoli with the Champions League jersey, and let's see if it stays up. Let's see. But yeah, man, the game got started off like you were mentioning, Ralph. Sorry to distract you with all this.
Sorry.
But for those listening, my jersey fell. I'm picking it back up. Rangers got off to a really fast start, sort of like Napoli did against Liverpool. The home crowd. It's funny. Joe Fischetti said this, and it made a lot of sense. That he expects Rangers to get off to a fast start, try to get that early lead, press quick, and
on the money
use the crowd. Yeah, use the crowd's electricity to their advantage, and that's what they did. They did. I mean, granted, we came right back at them and hit the crossbar with Zielinski, but they did press us hard in the first half, and it was a. Aside from a few, Medet's really nice save, that crossbar that Zielinski hit, there was not too much action in the first half, per se, right?
No, I mean, again, for me, the scariest part was in the very beginning. They tried to catch Napoli off guard, but thankfully, Rahmani and Kim have been solid. They were able to keep it got really close, but they were able to keep their heads, and they were able to thwart off any
get in front of a lot of shots, block a lot of shots, make some clearances for sure. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Matt Marco? How you doing?
Real quick, John Shot. Yeah, I work and live in Prague. Okay,
Thank
you for joining us.
Very
Thank
cool.
you for joining us, John. We appreciate it. 90-minute club. Hello, Forza Napoli. Politano, man of the match. Yeah, he was Foot Mob's man of the match today.
He was.
But yeah, we're going to have an exciting beast of the match today, guys. We're not going to get into it quite yet, but goddamn. By the way, big shout out to everybody, first of all, in the chat and live chat. Thank you for joining us on, an impromptu notice. Man, we love you guys. We keep the show going. Thank you to all the audio listeners listening right now and anybody on the replay. We always appreciate you. But big shout out to the people in the Discord who came through for the watch party, man. It was so much fun, Rafa, because it started off slow and then just like little by little, everybody was creeping in. Who was at work? Who was here? It was just awesome. Don Napoli came in and he just lit the whole place up, man. And it was so good.
I'm upset I missed it this time out, but there was a few things going on during it, so I just want to say hey and thanks for everybody for joining the Discord. I'll be in it again soon. I also really quickly I want to shout out a couple of special friends of mine. First and foremost, I want to shout out John. I'm sorry, not John. Joe. He's gonna kill me for that. Giuseppe, we dubbed him Pino from Tampa, but he's Joseph got hooked up with Michele, Joseph and his girlfriend from Get Napoli tickets. They went to Lazio Napoli and they spent a few days in Naples, among other cities in Italy. And he told me that Naples was the best of all of it. He said the food, the people, just he got a lot of. I gave him a shirt. I gave his dad the shirt to give to him, and I took pictures. I'll have it posted on at some point on the In the Shadow of Vesuvio Twitter, so you can check that out. Speaking of In the Shadow of Vesuvio, I also want to shout out Michele and Henry, or as we now know him as Enrico Campagna. Ralph. I'll tell you what that's about in a second.
Okay.
But Henry and Michele were at a Celtic pub in Glasgow.
All right, I see the video. We shared the video.
Right.
Yeah.
Michele took the trip to Glasgow after Rangers had, or whatever the Scottish, police had recommended they not. And he went ahead and did that. He went and he took the trip. Him and Henry got together. They spent the game at a Celtic pub and watched the game from there. And they recorded a podcast from there as well. So immediately after release of this show on the audio, we're going to release In the Shadow of Vesuvio of Michele and Henry together live from Glasgow at the game. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be great.
Definitely looking forward to hear that.
Just wanted to say hey to them and make sure you shout that out. But I promised Joseph that I would shout him out. He's a client of mine. I do his hair. He lives in Tampa. I do his father's hair. He comes up. I cut his hair, and I hooked him up with tickets through Michele. And he said it was the best time ever. All the stereotypes that people outside give to Napoli, all the negative stereotypes he said are non-existent. He had the best time. So.
Awesome.
It's
good to hear that. Good to hear that, especially nowadays.
Right. Right.
But back to the game, guys. I mean, listen, again, one thing I did notice, and it was like within the first 10 minutes, like D'Lo. I want to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
Now, I love Di Lorenzo. Don't get me. We all love Di Lorenzo. He was certainly a beast for us last year. I mean, this guy plays every minute. The batteries, the gas in this guy's tank is endless. But it was funny. Miguel was in the Discord talking about and one hot sauce and all that about getting beaten, Duke. That was so funny. Yeah. But man, it's been happening more often than not.
I find Politano. I mean, not Politano. I find Di Lorenzo have trouble moving forward. I don't know about defensively that he has any flaws. I find the flaws in him moving up forward. It could be because we have a dynamic attack now, and not that we didn't really have a dynamic attack before, but compared to past couple seasons, I think our attack has grown so well, and I just don't know if there's a lot of room for him to move up that far. It could be that. It could be freaking sheer exhaustion, man. This is our Iron Man. Like when Callejon left, Di Lorenzo became our Iron Man. And that's the truth, man. He plays so many minutes, right? Until he's run ragged. And maybe that was an area that we could have looked at to help Di Lorenzo out too, because now that we have our backup in the left back, we kind of have Zanoli, we kind of have Juan Jesus who might be able to play back there too, but we don't play them. Di Lorenzo plays, and this is the kids, Ali's account and the kids, they're watching in the living room behind me. But yeah, he's had a tough game. He runs out of steam, exactly like Corey is saying right now. Runs out of steam by the end. But it's natural. It's natural. He's been our Iron Man for the past 2 years, and it's gonna catch up to you at some point. Let's remember, players are allowed to have a slow start, a halfway decent start, maybe an off season. It happened to Zielinski last season. I
Mhm.
just think that he's again defensively. I don't have an issue with him, but he doesn't get deep that much anymore, and I don't
Mhm.
think I think that might be why you don't hear a lot of his name anymore.
Right. Either way, I hope it works because I mean, other than Zanoli, what do we got to cover him?
Yeah, no, yeah.
And Zanoli came in last season for him when D'Lo got hurt. He did okay, but
Hmm.
you know,
Well, he was also hello.
I
He was also pronto.
yeah,
He was also the Zanoli was also the reason that one of the reasons that we lost those few games. He did okay. Like his first start against Atalanta last season was good, but after that he wasn't great. So, what are you gonna do, right? Napoli are still winning games. It's not really that much of a worry for me right now. Once he
right.
costs us a game, then we can start worrying about it.
I think it was Daniel from this Discord that said he is a right wing cosplaying as a right back. I thought that was a really funny
Oh,
comment.
cosplaying is a right back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But listen, I
That's
mean,
funny.
yeah, it's not costing us now, Ralpha, but it will one day, and we got to be
We'll
careful
see.
because it's happening enough times that it's really noticeable. It's not like, oh well, one game here, one game there. It's happening every game, and
Hmm.
I have a little bit of concern. Now he's doing a great job as a captain. I love his attitude. I love his work ethic. I love everything about Di Lorenzo, but he is the defenseman, and
Hmm.
thankfully we got Zombo, who's I was saying it on Twitter, has thus far been the beast of the season that comes and can cover him, could track back and definitely clean up a lot of the mess and help the defense.
Hmm.
Uh, we even see that with Labotka at times. We saw that, by the way. When was it? I wrote it down. It was between the 10th and the 20th minute. I started breaking down the game by 10-minute increments, Rafa, just to try to
Yeah.
get a grip on it. Cavada today tracks back from the left
All right.
all the way to the right
That's
side
right.
to
Hmm.
track back and help on defense to cover Di Lorenzo. So,
Hmm.
it's something's got to give. Something's got to be adjusted. And I get it. He is so involved in our attack that he runs deep. And yeah, people are going to have to cover him. And I think Napoli's doing a pretty good job covering him. But he is our defender, so I want to see him defend.
Hmm.
And when he does defend, he's been getting nutmegged. He's been getting he's been getting juked a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Maybe a good break soon. Maybe after Milan, I don't know. Maybe they can throw
Slow
Zanoli a
start.
few minutes.
Listen.
Give him a few minutes. Maybe let
Yeah.
him get that Voglia back. I don't know.
Hmm. I think you're right. I think Spalletti's doing we'll talk about this. He's doing a really good job. In um, rotation. Maybe he should rotate Di Lorenzo every now and then. Like you said, the Milan game is important, so probably going to need him in there. Uh, and then we have the break, like you mentioned, and I'm pretty sure he'll get called up for Italy. It's not like he won't. Italy do have some Nations League games to play in this break. Um, and I mean, he might play in those games. He usually starts right back for Italy, but maybe he can take some of the time to also kind of try to take it easy too. Slow start, man. I'm not terribly worried just yet. We'll see how this develops. Like I said, until he starts costing, then then it's gonna be a problem. But
Right.
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I guess we'll see what happens. Now I had a question in the chat. We're not quite there yet about the penalties. DeSantis, I see you in here, Dante. I started your question. I'm going to answer it in a moment. But I want to answer this one first. Do you think the captain's R ban is weighing in on D'Lo? My short answer is no. My short answer
No.
is no. Now, people, I know we have kind of that what's that with that superstition in Napoli, especially, but my short answer is no. I don't think it has anything to do with the armband. At least I don't think so. But
No,
there's
I
no
don't think
reason
so
to.
either.
There's no reason for it, at least.
I don't think so. I don't think he has the same pressures as Insigne had as a captain. Um, I mean, we could be wrong, and not for nothing. I'm checking. Foot Mob gave Di Lorenzo a 7.5, which is pretty high, for his performance.
Yeah.
They're players that have gotten lower grades, which
Here's
kind of baffles me. But.
like Rahmani. I want to talk about that, Rob.
Yeah.
Like he got Rahmani, I thought was
7.2. Yeah.
he was lights out today, and to get I guess I get the algorithm in there. It depends on their touches and their passes and their this and their that, and they get graded accordingly. But I mean, as far as the defender goes, I mean, thank God Rahmani today, man. Thank God, even Kim, showing his speed, his aggression once again. It was tight. I mean, I think the biggest chance they had a few chances, but I think their biggest and their best shot, at least that came on like that really stands out for me, was when Arfield had that shot in about somewhere in the beginning of within the first 20 minutes of the first half, and Meret making a gorgeous, quick save to his left. That to me was like probably one of the maybe two or three most dangerous moments, but other than that, that center back pairing was, in my eyes, doing just fine, and sure. I think Rui had a pretty decent game. He had a decent game, and sure. I thought he played tough out there, but all in all,
there was that one moment. I think it was I want to say it was in the first half where Rui stole the ball from a goal kick coming into the to his side, and I forgot who was playing on that side. Took the one touch, and then Rui just kind of just came from behind him. I think it was who was on it? Tavernier, right? Tavernier. The captain. He grabbed the ball. I think took one little touch of it, but Rui came right from behind him like a thief in the night, sneakily.
I saw that.
Took the ball from him, brought it up, and it was a great game for Rui too. I'm very very happy with the defensive play of this team, especially Meret. I mean, the save by Meret in the first half too. That ball is quietly like going in. And all of a sudden you see Meret like flying through the air. It's another clean sheet.
Another clean sheet from Meret,
man. Yeah.
Like I gotta admit, like come on, like at this point, he's not out the woods yet, but he's getting there, man. He's slowly walking out of this forest of hate.
You're right. And then there was that ball that came in. Oh, were we up or were we level still? Oh no, it was sort of. Was it after the penalties?
When
there was a ball that came in. So it was like sort of a cross where like a bunch of people.
Oh, when he got hit, and the dude got the card.
No. It was in the second half for sure. And he came. He wasn't really in position to get anywhere with the ball. So like if someone were to be at the back post, right on the far left, they would have put it in, but instead of
I know you're talking about.
You think you remember? Okay, so I can't remember what minute it was or what situation we were in, but the ball came in. It was a high cross. It went out over everybody's head, and no one was there to get the ball. And Meret was not in position. But what he did, instead of just stand there looking at it, which was what he would do before, he made a go for it. Like he actually, like it was late. He might not have won the ball, but he did make a go for it. He made a dive. He rushed to go get there at least. And for me, that was a big sign for me too. Like I like over the past couple of weeks for Meret, I haven't been very nervous as I was in the beginning of the season when the ball would come to him. The nerves are going away. Like you said, not completely out of the woods yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, we would all rather have a guy like Keylor Navas in the net. But can we really complain at this point? I don't think a single goal is that we've given up this season, which is 4 in the league and 1 in the Champions League.
Yeah.
We can say that it's Meret's fault. Meret's not in position. Meret's none of them.
A couple was botched defense on the backdoor cross. Sure. There was one. It was a who was it with? I don't know if it was with Lecce, but it was like a deflection off of Rahmani's foot.
Oh, that Lecce goal. Yeah, the Lecce goal.
That ended up going wider. Sure. People were like, oh, well, why did Meret? I was like, Meret timed it. He had it, but
No,
it
that wasn't
just
Medet's
touched the
fault.
tip of Rahmani's foot, and the ball went to the widest area of the net. I want to read out something from Carmelo out in Australia. Carmelo says, "We are pretty impressive, guys. If we draw versus AC Milan or win, I owe a lot of apologies, I think, next week."
Yeah. Yeah,
Big
Carmelo.
man to admit
I
that.
think you do. I think you will. I think you will. At
You
most
better
we get a draw.
highlight
I
that.
think at most we get a draw, brother. Because listen, they have no Rafael Leao, right?
Mhm.
I know we don't have Spalletti, but when we didn't have Spalletti on the touchline last season, we did really well with our assistant coach, and I think that the team is together. I think this team is together. Yeah, we don't have Osimhen, but we've shown that we could start Simeone or Raspadori and get a good result. So Sal Coppola says, "Ragazzi, I just wanted to jump in and say FNS Forza Napoli sempre, and the best place to watch the UCL." Is the Napoli Rant Discord watch party and fiducia a Meret. Thank you very much. Yeah, the Discord watch is fun. My only thing is I can't time the games. Like
No,
we've got to figure out a way
you
to
don't
time the game.
because Rafa, and to everybody who comes in, the game is up there. You don't have to watch the game on your TV.
Oh, yeah.
The
Okay,
game
okay,
is
I
in
see.
there, so we can all watch the same game. I do it too. I turn off my TV and I watch on my computer, and we share the game, and we all watch the same game. So if
fun.
you don't want to do that, that's cool. I like Don DiNapoli. He usually pops in like before the game. He'll pop in halftime. He popped in after the penalty kick. It was just, you had to be there. I can't really even describe it, man. But yeah, so that's what it's there for. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you don't have an app available.
It's perfect for the people at work, man.
Yeah,
it's perfect for the people who can't watch like in front of a television screen, might have a computer sitting at the desk, or might be a little busy, because you can even watch it on your phone. You can hook up to the Discord on your phone and watch. So, or on your iPad or whatever you got, tablet, whatever. So yeah, man, definitely check it out. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
So for the most part, that first half was, I guess it was relatively even. Yeah, it was about 45 to 55% possession, 55% for Napoli at the end of the first half. Almost the same amount of shots, almost the same amount of passing. We saw some good play from Simeone, pressing the defense, slide tackling. You saw that kind of like towards the middle of the first half, trying to get the ball back. Rahmani winning his aerial duels. Even Politano just tracking back, trying to dispossess. The only thing, with Politano, the one thing that kind of I thought he had a great game actually. But the one thing was annoying me is that he's starting to look like Insigne, but on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
He has this one move where he cuts in, and it works. It works sometimes. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's necessary, but one thing that we
sometimes
usually
he holds the ball a little too much,
a little bit too long, or he takes
too far into the middle.
Right, or then he's taking a kick that ends up just getting blocked. So it's like
lackluster.
Right. I want to see a little bit more. Now, I know he usually pairs up with Di Lorenzo. He'll give him the ball. Di Lorenzo make us run and cross the ball. But if you look at a guy like Lozano, who, obviously always gets shit, for whatever reason. But Lozano's a guy that will break past his defender and cross in a ball to create a dangerous chance. Like Lozano does that. And he's been able to convert some of those crosses to goals. Coming from the head of Cavaro, Victor, or whoever. I believe there was one with Zielinski. So, we need a little bit more of that from Politano every now and then. He can't just keep cutting in and then taking like this one shot that's going to get blocked or it's going to go flying over the net. Like, you got to do more than that, Matteo. Yeah. I mean, you got to give more than that.
One of the things that frustrates me about Lozano is that he doesn't make those runs to the back post enough. I think like how Callejon used to, right?
Lozano
does not. Yes, that's one of the only things that frustrates me about Lozano. Maybe he has a little bit of a sloppy first touch, but like you said, I will attest to it. The crossing from Lozano is pretty decent, man. He gets those crosses in, and Politano's got his good qualities too. But like together, I think they're two different style players playing in the same position, and it's good to have. Obviously, Lozano wasn't available today because he was a little bit under the weather. I'm pretty sure we might have seen him towards the latter stages of the match, but you know, I like that they offer two different styles of play. I like that. You know, you're not getting a like for like substitution. Like if we're struggling in the cross department, we bring Lozano in. Politano is good for getting goals, man. I mean, like Lozano is a goal scorer, but I don't think on the right he's meant to score goals, dude. Like it's not the way it is. When he plays centrally or on the left, that's where the goals come from Lozano. But at the same time, you know, no matter what happens, as long as we get the result, doesn't matter. And I'll say that all the time. You know, we can critique all we want. We get the result, man. And Politano was a very big protagonist today of the match. I think without Politano today, we don't get going. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I agree. I agree.
We're gonna start talking about our goals, brother.
Let's do the beast of the match.
Want to do the beast of the match first?
Let's just get into beast of the match, and then it'll segue into the goals, right? Because
well, before beast of the match, let's just go over the first goal, right?
The penalty kick.
The play. Well, yeah. For
Politano.
me, yes, Politano scored the penalty kick, but we got the penalty kick that Zielinski took. It was saved, right?
Yeah.
Politano came in to score the rebound, but his foot was in the box when the ball was kicked from Zielinski. Retake. It was saved again. And I have to mention McGregor, the keeper for Rangers. He did a phenomenal job for them.
Yeah.
That 3-0 doesn't really showcase what he did for Rangers today.
Oh, he was their beast without a doubt.
He was their beast for sure.
He was their beast.
Made some really, really good saves. He's a veteran of the game. You know,
he almost had three saves, penalty saves. Honestly.
Yes.
He had his hand on that Politano shot. He guessed right. He got his hand on it, but it was just too.
But what I'm really impressed with was Simeone's run to get that first penalty, and then James Sands, former New York City FC defender, champion from last year, he's there on loan, and he had just gotten a yellow card 2 minutes before he took this. Mm-hmm. He took Simeone out, and it's crazy because at first I was
Welcome to live TV, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on,
Ralph,
you're breaking up. There you go.
All right. I saw his arm. Like it's like arm to arm. But then here comes James Sands tackling him on the other side and got the red, right? Mm-hmm. And then the miss, the retake, the other miss, and then the Kvaratskhelia shot with the handball. I mean, these guys know how to get like in the box and shots, and that's all you got to do sometimes. This is something we haven't seen before. The point I'm trying to make is this is something we haven't seen before, where Napoli are getting shots after shots after shots. You know, we would see that sometimes where like we'd get these shots, all these like shots like 32 to 4, and we would lose or we wouldn't get a result that we want. But now we're doing it and it's benefiting us. So we get the Raspadori penalty kick. The Politano penalty kick. To make it 1-0 to justify Politano's performance. That goal that he scored on the rebound, you know, one less step and it would have counted. He got his goal, which I'm happy about. But then we go to the second and third, don't we? We go to the bench.
Can we do beast of the match now?
We can do beast of the match.
Yes, thanks, Dad. Everybody in the live chat, who was your beast of the match today? I want to give a special shout out to Daniel Ruggiero, who is in the chat right now, as well as Don DiNapoli, because Rafa, they were.
So was Paul. So was Paulie, my son.
Paulie on your end, Dan and Don on my end. All right.
He said it before the match was over.
Yeah. Shout out to these three guys because they were the ones that kind of convinced me, actually. So, and gave me confidence for this. But guys, beast of the match. Man, some people are gonna be upset, but oh man, it's gonna be good. Here we go. Yes.
What? What?
I had to do it.
Tanguy Ndombele?
Beast of the match.
Beast of the match? What?
I had
Bro.
to. I had to.
Bro.
I had to. Rafa. Rafa.
But wait a minute, Ralph.
What?
This guy came in the 82nd minute.
Right. He had less than 20 minutes. He made the beast.
No, he had 7 minutes, dude. He had a 7
That's
minute
right. That's right. There. Less than 10 minutes made beast. I know. Chill. Look, I want to hold on.
Who said chill?
Chill, Leonardo. Chill. Zeno out of his mouth. I know.
Crazy, right? Crazy. Let's talk about
7 quality minutes.
The most 7 quality minutes
ever
that I've seen from a substitute in a really, really, really long time. And it's from a player that has struggled to get integrated into this team. I touched on it last rant on Monday, Ralph.
Yeah.
That I thought Ndombele had a good first half. And Joe Fischetti didn't really agree with me. He, on his show, said he saw some signs of struggle too in the first half. That's why he was substituted off in the second half for Lobocop in his 2 starts. But let me tell you something right now, man. Tanguy Ndombele is beast of the match because when this guy came in, as soon as he came in, you noticed him. He got on the ball. He got made good passes. And what happened? He was a protagonist in both second and third. He shut the game down for us.
Shut the game down.
He came in and shut the game down for us.
I got this. He was like, Spalletti, hold my beer.
Rocco or Paul or Ali said that Spalletti was the one that put him on. And I had
he was responding to somebody, I think. He was responding to somebody.
Okay.
He was,
I've got
somebody,
her.
You know why, Rafa? Because somebody called Spalletti as beast of the match.
Well,
which is
I was the one who told you, Ralph, maybe we should shout Spalletti for the second match in a row, for the second time in 3 nights. Because on Monday night, we were on here, and he was beast of the match, Spalletti. Okay? This guy stuck with the starting 11 through all of the trials and tribulations that we went through. Not saying that we were suffering, but you know, you would think by the 65th minute when nothing's going on, we're going to make a substitution. We get the penalty call again. We get the goal. And then he makes the subs. And the subs come in and make an impact. Oliveira came in, got the assist to the Raspadori goal, who scored his first Champions League goal, who was also a substitute. Okay? That second goal was Ndombele to Raspadori, to Oliveira, back to Raspadori, for a goal. 3 substitutions. Boom. Boom, bing, bang, boom. And Spalletti's on I don't know why, he broke his collarbone, but he's walking around with a cane. This guy's, I don't know what happened to him. But nothing happened to his brain. That shiny,
maybe it got better. I don't know.
That rock hard head of his.
Rafa, you got to call that internet guy, man.
He's protecting that brain. It's shiny too, and that brain is just a brain. Oh, yeah. I told you I would, didn't I?
Yeah, you got to call. I'm gonna get on. I'm calling you tomorrow. Make sure you call him. It's like warning my mother, like, Ma, you got to take your medicine. Rafa, you got to call. Yo, but here's the deal. So I have witnesses. I've witnesses in this live chat. We're watching the game. We're in the watch party. I'm like, listen, like. I could, I could see the Rangers coming out hard. I'm like, Rangers are coming out hard, but this energy is they're not going to be able to keep up this intensity for the rest of the game, So I'm like, I think Napoli's going to get this in the second half. I think this is going to be a second half game. Napoli's going to come through, and I have a weird feeling Ndombele he's going to get the nod from Spalletti, and something is going to happen. Something is going to happen.
Good call. That goal, man, that goal that Anguissa steal to Ndombele, like the way he feigned a shot and completely broke the defender and passed back to Ndombele, who was wide open, and Ndombele just buried it. You could see the jubilation in his face when he went to that camera. He was like, yeah, that's everybody talking crap. This is what I could do right here.
And look at his picture. Let's show him again.
Look at his face.
Look at his face. All the pictures that he had a smile on his
glee.
face. Look at the glee.
Look at the glee.
He needed this. And look, I want to say another thing, Rafa. Gianluca, during it was when we had that it was like that friendly match, like after the first few games.
Yes.
All right. I remember Gianluca saying specifically, like, we need Ndombele to score right now so he can feel the embrace of the Napolitani. You know, all right, granted.
He did, didn't he? What was that? The Juve Stabia game, right?
Yes, right. That was the one. Now,
Right.
Granted, we were away here, but still, he needs that confidence. And I don't want to listen. I don't want to, I don't want to jump the gun. Okay. I know sometimes we tend to do that. I'm not saying, yes, Ndombele, he's incredible. He's our savior. No. But he already came. Everybody was already conditioned to thinking that, he did poor. He has a bad ethic. He's lazy, yada, 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 yada. Listen, just watch the game and formulate your own opinion. That's all I'm trying to ask to people. And that's why I think I wanted him to win Beast of the Match. Because I was like, yes, he needs to prove it. He kind of proved it a little bit today. All right, maybe it was a tired Rangers team. Their bench wasn't that great. Let's keep it real. The Rangers bench did not do that, did not perform well. Doesn't matter. We went in there and we stepped on their necks. And Ndombele, you just saw him right away. And I knew it because this was a tough game and he's a tough dude. And I knew he was gonna perform today, man. And I like the fact that he came in on Zielinski's side. He needs to be free to roam. If you can do that and he can help run forward, bro, like nobody was dispossessing this guy today, bro. Right. He was just throwing people off of him. Turning around with the ball, kind of like how Lobo does, and then zipping forward, man. Unstoppable, bro.
It's incredible.
This guy would be a huge beast.
Yeah, And listen, sometimes people just need that moment, you know what I mean, to turn their season around or to kickstart their season. You know, Raspadori got the goal in the 90th minute or the 89th minute against Spezia on Saturday, right? Got a goal again today. Came in confident, did his thing, right? Anguissa's first few games, beastly, right? Sprung upon confidence. Zielinski got a goal in the first game. Lobotka got a goal in the first game. These guys got to get their goals. Simeone, too. Simeone played a pretty decent game for me, Drawing the penalty the way he did, I liked it. He was in good positioning. He didn't get a goal. That's okay. He got the goal last week against Liverpool. Springboarded his season, and now Ndombele. Here we are. Appearance after appearance, substitution, right? The 2 starts, okay, decent. Getting better every game, but it's still not there. And then today, for me, just completely is a sign that he's completely going to turn this around. Well, it remains to be seen, like you said, don't jump the gun for sure. But I do think that performances like this, getting your Champions League goal, getting your first goal in the team, getting integrated into the team, having the chance to be integrated in the team. And that's Spalletti too, making these players play some significant minutes in significant matches, right? You had Gaetano coming in, right? In when he did against Spezia, and he was part of the goal. He ended up getting the official assist after, bad touch, but the last touch to Raspadori. He got an assist now on his books. Now he's going to be able to come in too. We just got to get that going for Zanoli. Zerbin comes in and is a little important here and there. Like this is exactly what a team needs to win and to win big. And now look, we have 6 points in the Champions League. Liverpool beats Ajax yesterday. So it's Napoli 6, Liverpool 3, Ajax 3, Rangers 0. We're in such a great position in this group stage, and we can beat Ajax twice. We can do it. Like, we could run the table in this thing. I mean, let's not jump the gun. We had the last games against Liverpool, in England. But, that might be the only game that I could see us slipping up, draw or loss. You know what I'm saying? We have a really good position in this group right now.
Yeah.
And if we get a result against Milan, we're sole first place. So.
Oh, my God. It's going to be great.
It's a good time right now. This is a good time, Ralph.
I'm going to put a little music on, Rafa.
Let's get out of here, right?
Yeah, we're going to get out of here, guys. Thank you for everybody who popped in. I just saw a big jump on some live viewers. You kind of catch in the end. It was funny. We planned for this to be 15 minutes long.
Come on.
No.
We're Napolitani. 15
We're
minutes
Napolitani.
means an hour. Listen,
Yeah.
but yeah, short notice show, guys. So thank you for your participation. Whether you're in now live or whether you're going to watch later on tape, listening on the audio at Far From Vesuvius, or however you're catching us, we really appreciate you. And we'll see you again, Monday, right? Monday, we got to wrap up the Napoli game. Last game of the weekend, Napoli, Milan-Napoli at the San Siro. Big match.
Dante, don't go nowhere. Hold on. Wanted to answer the question. Hey, guys, what happened with Zielinski? Depends. Why did he retake it after the rebound? It was because Politano encroached. Weird rule in soccer. Politano encroached. Because of that, they deemed the penalty a retake. And either way, Zielinski got it blocked again.
Yeah,
so they got to change that rule. They got to change that rule.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they should change it to you can take one step. Like, if you're, like, halfway in the box when the player takes a shot, okay. But one foot, I mean, come on. You know, how much of an advantage? I guess it's an advantage, but still, how much more of an advantage can you get? You could easily be beaten to the ball if it's just 1 foot. But it's all good. Zielinski's shot was saved. Politano hit the rebound to score. It was taken away. Zielinski had to take a penalty again. It was saved. But Politano got his goal at the end of the day anyway, so it's all good. No. Listen, Dante, one of these days we got to talk about what's going on your end.
Yeah, bro.
We do. That's not a good situation for you guys. Not a good situation.
You're in a rough spot right now. But anyway, until then, guys, thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to all the audio listeners. Rafa, great show. It was a pleasure to be here after the Champions League game, and it had to happen. Napoli beat Rangers in Scotland 3-0 to lead the group so far in our Champions League. We got Milan next week. We'll certainly be here Monday. Until then, guys, Forza Napoli sempre, guys.
Forza Napoli sempre. Ciao. Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.